welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about refinishing, repainting your cabinets and how me and my husband did it using the Rustoleum kit. So a little background, we just bought a new house when we moved. So we bought the house a little over 2 months ago, and when we bought the house, one of the things we knew from the very start was that we were going to want to paint the cabinets, and we even budgeted for that when we bought the house. Well, what we budgeted was what we thought it was going to cost based on things that we'd had done to our old house in Dallas and gotten quotes for. But I think one of the things to keep in mind is depending on your market where you're located, the cost can greatly vary. But basically we had some people come out and give us quotes, and they were about 3 to 4 times more than what we thought. And we thought we had a pretty healthy budget in mind for this. So after that, I talked to a couple of my friends who I knew had painted their own cabinets and asked, and they said they had the same thing happen to them. They had people come out and give them quotes, and they were insane. And so they went with the Rustoleum kit. And once a couple of my friends told me that, I remembered that I knew some other friends who'd used the kit. So what I did was I just said, okay, I'm gonna pick up the small kit and test it on the cabinets in my laundry room. If it's horrible, no harm, it's just the laundry room. So I did that and they came out great. We used a sprayer and this kit. So this is the Rustoleum kit. And what it is you go and you get it at Lowe's or Home Depot, and they may sell it somewhere else, but those are the best places to get it because it has to be tinted. So if you order it on Amazon or something like that, it won't come tinted. So this is the light kit, and these are all the colors that you can get in the light kit. We did the linen, and they tint it for you to that correct color, and everything you pretty much need is in this kit except for paintbrushes. So the great thing about this kit is that you don't have to sand your cabinets either. So the whole point of this kit is it includes a deglosser, a base coat, a protective coat, and an optional glaze. So they use the deglosser instead of sanding, which was one of our big concerns about why we didn't want to do this ourselves. Is I didn't want to sand the cabinets and deal with all that and then clean them and then paint them and all that. So this kit was a godsend, and we are already complete with the kitchen, so I can tell you that it ended up being a much more bearable process than we expected, because that was pretty much the reason why we didn't want to do it. We thought it was going to be awful. So yeah, so I did take some footage along the way. I did my best, kind of tough, showing a lot of the steps and showing the before and after and the end result. And so we completed all the exterior cabinets in our kitchen. We're still trying to decide what we're going to do with our island. But other than that, we're all done. If you want to keep watching and see the transformation of turning our cabinets from dark oak cabinets to white, stay tuned. So here I've taken off all the upper cabinet doors. See, you can see our messy, messy cabinets. So all the doors are right here. And I just started with the tops because I just figured I'm gonna need to do it in chunks anyways, so I'm gonna start there. So we have them all here and all the hardware here. So one of the things it tells you when you do this is to make sure you have a bag for each cabinet with the hardware, but our hardware seems to be a little bit different. There's only 1 screw per cabinet and they're all the same. So we just put them in one bag. Okay, so here's the first round of doors for the kitchen that we're painting, and we are using this sprayer. And this is the second coat. And these are the small doors. And they look pretty good. I mean, you can't tell until they dry whether or not they need another coat. But yeah, they look really good. And then these will be next. So these ones are gonna be a little bit more difficult because I'm gonna have to figure out how to cover that while we spray. Here's the progress on a bunch of the uppers. We had to put cardboard in the middle because they are a plastic glass panel. They each have 1 coat, and then that is on its final coat. That's the back. So we just sprayed these. So once these are done, all of the uppers will be done. So they look pretty good. The box is up here done, and we took our first door and put it on and are testing out some hardware. They look really good. Okay, time for a little cabinet update. update. We have finished all of the uppers, and so now, and we even put the doors back on, and now we are going to focus on the lower cabinets, and then we are going to possibly be done with painting because we're thinking of doing a little something different on the island. We haven't officially decided yet, so I'm going to show you what we've done so far. Okay, so we have completed all of the uppers and put the doors back on. And we think they look really nice. So we're very happy with it. And you can see on these, we decided to go with a satin nickel pull knob, and we really like it. And these will eventually be switched out so that'll break up some of the white as well. So next we're gonna do all the lowers, and I'm hopefully gonna show you guys a little bit more of the process now that we've done it on all the uppers, and have a better understanding, show you how we do all of these. So all these drawers and all these cabinets, and then we're gonna be done. So again, a little look-see. Okay, now we're gonna start deglossing. This is the step 1 deglosser, and then they give you little green pad to use it. Okay, so you just have to take a little bit of this on the pad and then run it over and scrub as much as you think you need to get all the grease off and all the gloss if they're glossed cabinets. You're going to need to do this a little bit more on like upper cabinets that are above a stove or anything where you cook, because they're going to have a little bit more gunk on them. And the back of these cabinets don't have gloss, so I'm just going to use like a tiny bit. Okay, then after that you're just going to take a wet rag and get all the deglosser off until you stop seeing suds. You can sometimes see some of the dirt and stuff come off when you do this step. Okay, then I let them drip dry for a little bit, and then I wipe them off with a towel. Okay, update time. So after you degloss your cabinets, you let them dry for about 2 hours, if not longer, and then you can start painting. So what we did here for ours is we did the fronts first because we were spraying them, and we figured if there was any dripping, we'd rather it be on the back. So we sprayed the fronts. With the sprayer, it's about 2 coats. When you do it with a brush, it's about 3. So we sprayed the fronts once, let them dry, sprayed them again, and then we flip them over and we paint the back with a brush just because we don't want the spray to drip onto the front. That's like, because the spray gives it such a nice look in the front. So that's 1 coat on the back of a drawer. Actually, that's a door. And the doors will need about, the backs will need about 2 coats, and then we just kind of leave it at that. And then then you apply the protective coat. And we have only been applying the protective coat to the outside. So I'm going to apply the protective coat to all these, and then they will dry and they will be done. They'll be ready to be reattached. And then over here, these are the backs of these doors, and they each have 1 coat, and they'll need a 2nd coat. And their fronts will need the protective coat, and then they'll be done and be ready to be reattached. And this is the update in here. These are all done with their coats, and they just need the protective coat on the boxes. So just need the protective coat on these, and then they'll be done, and I'm going to let them dry for a while before attaching the doors back on. So I'm actually going to do the protective coat on these first, and then do those drawer faces and doors so that this has a little bit more time to dry before we attach them. For the drawers, we're actually trying to decide between these two hardwares. They both match the satin nickel pulls we got for the tops and the doors, but we got both of these, so that's how that one would look. And that's how this one would look. We're gonna check them though once the white drawers are in so we can decide which one we like better. Leaning a little bit more towards this one. But this one's kind of unique and different. Okay, so starting over here, these are all done and they look great. They have their new hardware on. And they really came out great. So we did go with the half circle pulls and the regular knobs. And actually, we really didn't like this glass before, but it looks a little better on the white cabinets. So this is what our kitchen looks like from over here. You can see we did not paint the island. We're still deciding. We're either gonna go ahead and paint it white just like the rest, or we might do a little different. We may glaze it a darker brown to make it an accent, or we may paint it a different color. We really can't decide. The biggest hang up is the color of these countertops. You can't do everything with it. So the other things that we'd like to do to finish the kitchen off, and it'll be done, is we'd like to replace the appliances with stainless steel, and they'll match the hardware pretty well, especially the fridge. The fridge will probably be first. And then the other thing is we would like to add a backsplash. So we're actually gonna have somebody come out in the next couple of days, hopefully, to give us a quote on getting that done. We're either gonna go with a regular subway tile or a version of subway tile. I actually wanna do like a thinner subway tile if I can find it, but so far I haven't been able to find it. And then again, the only other thing left would be to finish out the island. I'm not sure if I showed you guys this before, but this is one of the things that we tested for the island. This is the glaze that actually comes with the Rustoleum kit. And you can actually put it glaze on top of your cabinets, but we didn't want to do that. We want them to be pure white. But we do like the look on here because it just shows all the wood grain. We think that'd be pretty for the island to do like a darker color like that. So we still haven't decided. The only reason we are leaning towards possibly not doing this is just because it wouldn't match the floors, and we don't know if that would be an issue or not. Probably not. But it even looks good as is. It's already a darker wood. Oh, and then the other thing is we would like to change out the light, and I already have the light picked out that's gonna go there. So I will say it's really hard to film in here and get the colors correct and the lighting correct, just because there is natural light, but the sun is not shining this way. And then if you put on all the kitchen lights, it just looks yellow. So trying it a couple ways, and when it focuses, you can see it loses the light. So there we go. So I do hope to do another video once we've done all those updates, the appliances, the backsplash, the lighting, and the island, so that you can see the final product. But we are super happy with how it has come out so far. We actually had some of our family over the other day and they loved it.